Have you ever wondered what the future holds for the United States? What if the prophets of old had something to say about it? This is a question that piques the curiosity of many, a question that transcends time and space. The realm of prophecy, often shrouded in mystery, holds a certain allure. It's a world where the veils of time are lifted, and glimpses of the future are revealed. Prophecy has played a significant role throughout history, guiding nations and shaping destinies. It's intriguing to consider, isn't it? The idea that the fate of the United States, this vast and diverse country, might have been predicted centuries ago. The thought that these ancient prophecies could offer us insights into the future, into our future. Understanding these prophecies is not just about satisfying our curiosity, it's about gaining knowledge, about preparing for what lies ahead. So, let's delve into the prophecies and see what they might reveal about the destiny of the United States. The first prophecies regarding the United States date back to the time of its discovery. From the hallowed halls of history, we find whispers of the future, echoes of what was to come. These early prophecies were born from the minds of the indigenous tribes and the early settlers who first walked the American soil. Native American tribes, with their rich spiritual traditions and deep connection to the land, held prophecies that spoke of a great nation rising from their ancestral home. They saw the coming of pale faces from across the vast oceans, a prophecy that was fulfilled with the arrival of the settlers. These prophecies held both promise and warning, suggesting that this new nation would bring both prosperity and peril. The early settlers too had their own prophecies. Drawn from their religious beliefs and interpretations of biblical scripture, they envisioned the United States as a city upon a hill, a beacon of hope and a shining example of democracy and freedom. They believed that their new home was divinely ordained, a place destined to play a significant role in the grand scheme of world history. But prophecies are not merely about prediction, they are also about interpretation. The Native American tribes and the early settlers, despite their disparate cultures and beliefs, both saw in the United States a nation of great potential and profound influence. They saw a land that would shape the course of history, for better or for worse. However, these prophecies also held a note of caution. They suggested that the United States, in its rise to power, would face great trials and tribulations. They hinted at a future of conflict and struggle, a destiny intertwined with the fate of the world. So, what do these early prophecies mean for us today? They remind us that the United States, like all nations, is part of a larger narrative, a story that is still being written. They remind us of the potential and the pitfalls that lie ahead, and they challenge us to shape the future with wisdom and courage. These early prophecies set the stage for a complex and intriguing narrative about the future of the United States. As the United States grew and evolved, so did the prophecies about its future. This part of our journey takes us to the 18th and 19th centuries, an era of revolution and civil war. During the Revolutionary War, the prophecies were as much a part of the fabric of society as the fight for independence itself. One notable prophecy came from the Quaker prophetess, Jemima Wilkinson, who predicted the success of the American Revolution and the birth of a new republic. She spoke of a nation that would be a beacon of hope and a model of democracy for the world. As we turn the pages of history to the Civil War, the prophecies become darker. The war, seen as a judgment or punishment for the nation's sins, was foretold by many. Among them was John Brown, the abolitionist who believed that the bloodshed of the Civil War was a divine retribution for the sin of slavery. But not all prophecies were gloomy. The Civil War also gave rise to prophecies of unity and healing. Abraham Lincoln, in his second inaugural address, spoke not in the language of prophecy, but with the hope and vision of one. He foresaw a nation with malice toward none, with charity for all, healing its wounds and moving forward. As we delve deeper into these prophecies, their interpretation becomes crucial. Some viewed them as divine revelations, others as mere political rhetoric. Regardless of their origin, these prophecies were a reflection of the times, embodying the fears, hopes, and aspirations of the people. In examining these prophecies, we also explore the psyche of a nation in turmoil, wrestling with its identity and destiny. They offer us a window into the past, a mirror of the present, and a lens to the future. These prophecies, made during times of great change and turmoil, reflect the struggles and hopes of a nation in flux. As we move forward, we'll see how these prophecies continue to echo through the centuries, shaping the narrative of this great nation. In the modern age, prophecies about the United States have become even more complex and varied. As we journeyed into the 20th century, the world witnessed dramatic shifts in geopolitics and technology, and the prophetic lens through which we viewed the fate of the United States evolved accordingly. During the two world wars, prophecies emerged painting a picture of a nation embroiled in global conflicts. Some believed that the United States was destined to play a pivotal role in these wars, a beacon of hope and democracy amidst the turmoil. Others foresaw a darker path, predicting that these wars would lead to the country's downfall. As the Cold War took hold, prophecies began to reflect the tensions of this new world order. Prophets spoke of a great struggle between two superpowers, with the United States standing on one side of this ideological divide. The prophecies of this era were filled with images of nuclear devastation, reflecting the fear and uncertainty of the times. With the rise of technology in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, prophecies began to incorporate these advancements into their visions of the future. Some saw the United States leading the world into a new age of technological enlightenment, while others warned of the dangers of unchecked technological progress. As we interpret these prophecies, we must remember that they are not fixed predictions, but rather reflections of the times in which they were made. They offer us a glimpse into how people of the past viewed the future of the United States, and they allow us to ponder the potential paths our nation could take. From global conflicts and ideological struggles to technological advancements, these prophecies have painted a complex and varied picture of the United States' future. Whether these visions will come to pass is a question only time can answer. These more recent prophecies provide a fascinating glimpse into the potential futures envisioned for the United States. Taking all these prophecies together, what picture emerges of the future of the United States? When we weave together the threads of prophecies spanning centuries, a captivating tapestry of the United States' fate takes shape. From early whispers of a nation yet to be born, to the grand visions of the 18th and 19th centuries, and the more recent prophecies of the 20th century and beyond, we see a consistent narrative. The early prophecies spoke of a land of promise and potential, a beacon of hope and freedom in a world often overshadowed by tyranny and oppression. As we moved into the 18th and 19th centuries, the prophecies began to reflect the growing pains of a young nation, grappling with issues of equality, justice, and the very nature of its identity. The 20th century prophecies and those that followed paint a picture of a nation at the crossroads. A nation that, while having achieved great heights in terms of power and influence, is also faced with significant challenges. These prophecies speak of internal strife, division, and potentially even a fall from grace. But here's the thing, prophecies are not set in stone. They are warnings, guideposts to help us navigate the future. They represent potential paths, not inevitable outcomes. The United States, like any nation, has the power to shape its own destiny. The prophecies suggest that the choices made today will have far-reaching implications for the future. So, what does the sum of these prophecies tell us about the future of the United States? They suggest a nation on the brink, a nation facing a choice between unity and division, between upholding its founding ideals or succumbing to internal strife. Whether you believe in prophecy or not, these visions of the future provide a fascinating lens through which to view the history and potential future of the United States. They remind us that the future is not a foregone conclusion, but something we collectively create through our actions and decisions. In the end, what is the true power of prophecy? This is a question that has intrigued thinkers and scholars for centuries. Prophecy, in its essence, is a window into the potential future, a glimpse of what could happen based on current circumstances. It acts as a guide, steering us towards or away from certain paths, and influencing our decisions in the present. Consider how the prophecies we've explored today about the fate of the United States have influenced political strategies, social movements, and personal beliefs. They've shaped not just perceptions of the future, but actions and decisions in the here and now. But there's another intriguing facet of prophecy, the potential for self-fulfillment. Sometimes believing in a prophecy can bring it to life as our actions align with the predicted outcome. Prophecies, like the ones we've discussed today about the United States, can serve as a powerful reminder that our actions today shape the future we will all share.